are starting to open up in the old transfer situation as we've got less than 2 weeks to go before the deals have to be done. We'll take a look at the latest rumours next. That's right, folks, back once again with another transfer update, folks, because it's Friday, boys and girls, transfer update. That's right, I'm going to give you a club-by-club update out in the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, keep your bag up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related, we've got it all here under one roof. Now, let's get cracking, because we've got to cover each and every one of the 24 clubs, whether it's in or out. But most of the times, it's going to be the transfers coming in. Now, all these rumours I'm about to give you can be found on the web somewhere, somehow. Now, I've got no inside information, because if I was, I would be a multi-millionaire. This is just what I found out. So let's kick it all off. Obviously, the Championship. I'm going to go alphabetical order. And we kick it off with Barnsley. That's right, out in Oakwell. A couple of latest rumours for Barnsley, looking for a striker or two. Most recently, Ollie Shaw from Hibs, linked with a couple of Championship clubs this week. And Barnsley are one of the top contenders to pick him up. Also, Marcus Tavernier from Middlesbrough, young left-sided winger, has been linked with Barnsley this transfer window. But I think Middlesbrough are saying no on this one. So we'll see if that's got any more legs, if he's going to get any game time or not. Maybe Barnsley can offer him or sweeten the deal. But that is possibly a loan deal if anything comes of it. Over in Birmingham, things are starting to kick up a little bit, crank it up a notch. Latest rumour is this fella, Ivan Sunjic, coming out of Croatia. Top dog out there, and I think he was linked with Leeds as well earlier in the transfer window. Again, so it looks like he could be old Mustachio could be coming to the Championship one way or the other. Defensive midfield, I think they are sought after as well this transfer window. Next up, over in Blackburn Rovers, boys, we've got a couple of players linked with us. Still waiting for the Adebayo transfer. Obviously, I'm recording this not on a Friday, on a Thursday, the day before. So the Adebayo deal could happen. I'm not even going to talk about that one. But the other two deals that have two of there actually been quite a few rumours this week for Rovers. Fraiser Campbell is one of them. He's been linked with Rovers, but so is this guy, Grady Diangana from West Ham. He's a winger, and there is Fraiser Campbell as well. Most recently on the books at Hull City. I have no idea why we're still linked with forwards and strikers and things like that. We've got a whole abundance of them. Dominic Samuel coming back from injury as well. Most recently Sam Gallagher. I don't get it. Maybe the winger, I get that. Offer a bit more options pushing forward. But defenders, Mowbray, flipping defenders, and get us another keeper in while you're at it. Don't want to be greedy or anything, but anyway, let's kick it on further over to, in fact, before we kick it on further, again, I am on the lookout for Blackburn Rovers fans out there. Get in touch with me, whether it is on YouTube or whether it is over on Twitter. You can follow me at Roverseas and DM me that way. I need many Blackburn Rovers supporters. I've got 5 or 6 or 7 through the door confirmed, and they booked some opportunities with us. But I need more. We need more of you. So please get out there, be a bit vocal, and let me know. Over at Brentford, a couple of just the one deal this week. Ovi Ajara, youngster. I think he was on loan last season. Was it Rangers or Reading? On the books at Liverpool. I think they're looking to sell this guy. I don't think he's going to cut the mustard at Liverpool. Very pacey. Reasonably pacey anyway. Could offer anybody in the Championship an option in the midfield. Moving over to Bristol City. My hot tips, if you don't see my Championship predictions, one of my hot tips to be up in the mix. Bristol City this time linked with Owa Edwards, youngster out at Newport County. He could be on his way to join the revolution at Bristol City. And alongside him, Eddie Nketiah, obviously big-time striker, or young striker, should I say. I'm actually ripping up the turf with Arsenal on loan at the moment, so I'm not too sure if this deal will pan out. He's been linked with a couple of other Championship clubs, including Charlton, along the way. But I believe he probably will go on loan. I think ultimately, despite him having a good pre-season, I don't think Unai Emery is going to throw him in the deep end just yet. But he's actually doing bits for himself, so fair play to him. Over at Cardiff, just the one deal at the moment that could be lingering, and that is young Gavin White. It's actually sought after forward. A couple of other Championship clubs sniffing around, but Cardiff seems to have made the edge. Actually, I think they had a bid rejected, so they might come back in again for that one. Meanwhile, over at Charlton, down at the Valley, they have been linked with this guy, young Conor Gallagher. Not on foothead or anything like that. Currently in the books at Chelsea. Looks like he captains one of the youth teams. Could be a decent option for Charlton on loan. Joining him is this fella, multi-millionaire Ross McCormack. Yeah, he made signed himself a right good old deal for Aston Villa, and it's only just been released. by them. He's actually been sniffing around. I think he actually played his last football was in either Australia or something like that, or maybe even Scotland. I don't know, but he's on the lookout for a new club, and some Championship clubs are sniffing around. He can score goals, but he is getting on a little bit. I think 31, 32 years of age, maybe a good season or two left in him. Veteran strikers can still pluck it at Championship. Isn't that right? Big DG. Over at Pride Park, Derby linked with this fella, Bart Ramselaar. It's on the books at PSV. That's right, Philip Cocu's getting involved with his Dutch connections. Could be bringing this attacking midfielder in. And what a pickup that would be. Look at his stats. Just on foot head. It could be a little bit off the pace, but ultimately, they're usually not far off the mark. And also, again, a sought after player this window or this week is Grady Dianganga from West Ham as a winger. A couple of other Championship clubs, including Rovers, sniffing around with this guy. Meanwhile, over at Craven Cottage, just the one deal I could find this week, and that's Alsban Rashani. He's actually at Odd Grenland. I think that is out in Norway. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, they are looking for width. They've been denied with a bid for a Wolverhampton player. They did bring obviously Knockhart in quite recently, but they're looking for a little bit on the more feasible financial wise, and Rashani is the latest one to be linked. Very, very pacey, and he can dribble like a son of a gun. Meanwhile, over at the Kirklees, Huddersfield also got a couple of players linked with them this week. Trevor Chambala is currently in the books on Chelsea, spent last season on loan with Ipswich, and I think obviously they were relegated, so that doesn't bode well. And also Fraiser Campbell, he is the name on the lips this week. Quite a few Championship clubs sniffing around for Fraiser Campbell, again most recently in the books at Hull City. Meanwhile, over at Hull City, they look to have sealed the deal for this fella, Sean McLaughlin from Cork City. It doesn't appear to be done and dusted as of recording, but it's a matter of time. And also ex-Rover Ben Marshall, currently in the books at Norwich, looking for a new club as well. I don't think he's going to get any game time with the Canaries in the Premier League, so he's looking to cut his mustard back in the Championship once more. I think he spent last season on loan at Millwall. Correct me if I'm wrong. Over at Ellen Road with Leeds, they are looking at Ben Gibson. He has just about grown his sixth finger, so he could about leave them Dingles, scumbags, and join Leeds this window. We'll have to wait and see. Also, let me link with Romaine Sawyers, sort of creative wizard in the middle of the park for Brentford, attracting some interest from other top Championship clubs. But will he make the move? Also, Celtic sniffing around as well, so don't rule them out of the equation for Sawyers. Over at the Kenilworth Road, just the one deal this week. Jacob Butterfield, that's right, formerly in the books, or most recently in the books at Derby County, did spend a couple of weeks or at least a few days at Ewood Park to try and secure a deal with them, but with Rovers, unfortunately that didn't work out for him. So Beardy is off at the moment, looking at Kenilworth Road with Luton Town. Meanwhile, over at the border, they're looking at Todd Kane. Now, this guy's been on everybody's books on loan, formerly of Chelsea. He's ex-Rover, ex-Hull City man, ex-whoever. Oxford. He's like a journeyman. Ultimate lone journeyman, and he's now got out of a club looking for some permanent home, someone that way can call home, and Middlesbrough could be their destination. And also Alex Story, that's right, he's already in the northeast with Sunderland, but he could make the switch over to Middlesbrough this transfer window. Over at the Den we have again Scotty Carson, that's right, goalkeeper extraordinaire. We were looking at him potentially, but I think the wages kind of scared us off a little bit. Good experienced goalkeeper. Good experienced goalkeeper. It looks like he's looking for a new club. Looks like Derby are done with him. So he could be on his way to Millwall, which would be a great pickup. And also the man of the myth and legend, once again, Fraiser Campbell. Again, most formally on the books at Hull City. Luna is doing gymnasticos for me by the window. Over at the City Ground, it is Nottingham Forest, and they have linked with this guy again. We've seen him earlier, and his name is Gavin White at Oxford. He didn't score bucket loads of goals, but he scored a few goals last season. But again, Cardiff have had a bid rejected. It looks like they're going to come back in again. So something may pan out between this, my words coming out of my mouth, and when the video goes on YouTube. And also Callum O'Dowda. Very sought after. Leeds are after him. Fulham are after him. He's currently in the books at Bristol City, quoted around about £6, £7, £8 million. So you're going to have to dig deep, Forest. I don't think you got that kind of money, or do you? You got the Brereton cash still to spend. So he could be on his way to Forest. Over at Deep Dust, pretty much quiet. They are looking at Sean McLaughlin as well, but it looks like this deal is going to be done and dusted with him going to Hull. So unfortunately, Don't get excited, Preston. You've already got one defender anyway. You got picked up Patrick Brower, which would have been absolute perfect for us. Meanwhile, over at QPR, a little bit of activity going on over there. They're taking a look at this fella, Jan McClar. He's over on the books at Brighton and Hove Albion. Not getting much game time, so can we look further afield? Some championship football could be on the horizon for this guy. Also, Joe Worrell on the books at Nottingham Forest. A couple of other championship clubs sniffing around him. A decent, strong centre-back. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, gaffer, get involved. We need a centre-back currently in the books at Forest. He could make the switch to Loftus Road. Over at the Reading, the Majeski, they're looking at ex-Loney Matt Mayaza. He's Americano international, and the books at Chelsea at the moment. Could be making his way back to the Majeski this time around. And they're also taking a look at the most expensive Scotsman ever, Ross McCormack, most recently on the books at Aston Villa. As we go towards the back end of the teams here, Sheffield Wednesday obviously without a manager as it stands, but there are still a couple of rumours out there, including this guy, Clark Robinson, another centre-back at Rotherham, could be making a switch back up to the Championship with Sheffield Wednesday, who are under a bit of a soft transfer embargo, which is kind of limiting their options a little bit. And that, I've had a bit of flack for my Championship predictions from some Sheffield Wednesday fans, you know, me putting them towards the bottom, if not the bottom. Yeah, it might be a little bit far off the pace, but I just think the commotion with the losing, I think if you had Brucey Boy on there, you would have been top 8 for sure. And I just think there's too much gumph going on in the background, and the soft transfer about, you're not going to improve anything. You might probably going to lose a couple of players as well. I just think it's not looking good at the moment. Yeah, and I think Brucey Boy. Yeah, it's a shame that he left you, because I thought he would have done himself. Obviously, he's a master tactician to get himself out of this division. So that's why I thought the Sheffield Wednesday would do well with him in charge. However, in the Premier League, Steve Bruce is in a completely separate beast, and that's why I believe Newcastle will struggle. It's kind of a weird one. I think he belongs in the Championship. He's a mastermind to get you out of it, but to keep you in the Premier League is something different. Anyway, I'm ranting. Meanwhile, over at the Stoke City, obviously, a lot of activity was done and dusted earlier in the window, and they're still trying to get rid of, or they still look like they're going to be losing Jack Butland, and that is why they're linked with Joe Hart coming in. Again, he has also gained a 6-finger from the 6-finger freakazoids down there. They've even got it on there, look. They've even got it on their flipping badge. 6-fingered banjo freakazoids. Burnley. Get out while you still can, Joe Hart. Meanwhile, Swansea have also been linked with Ben Wilmot. In fact, this deal is Dunzo, Donny Dunzo from Watford. Loan deal just completed on Thursday. So a little bit late to the game on this one, but I'm going to announce it. So that's a good signing for them on loan. Strong centre-back. Should do bits at this level. Meanwhile, over at West Brom, obviously under the new gaffer, they are looking at Romaine Sawyers as well from Brentford. We mentioned that earlier. And also this guy, Matthias Pereira, currently in the books at Nuremberg. Did they get relegated last season? I think they might have done. So they might be in the Zweite Bundesliga, so they may want to look to offload him. And wrapping it all up, it's them Wiggins, the Ticketoids, the Tickerinos, linked with Ollie Shaw, just as it was at the beginning. Ollie Shaw returns. Could he go to from Hibs to Wigan? We'll have to wait and see. Now, before we get out of here, a bit of administration for you folks. I have got a Fantasy Football League live right now. So we've got about 50 people involved. The code is up there if you want to get stuck into it. Free to enter, and I'm giving away £10 Manager of the Month awards, and I'm also giving away a £100 dollars, whatever, euros, yen, wherever you're from, to the Grand Brichters at the end of it. So free to enter, boys. If you're playing it, just stick the code in, join win the fun, boys, and you might come out of it a little bit richer, or you might lose to me, and then I'll give it to charity, or I'll give it to second place. I'm going to win it. I am going to win it. Meanwhile, just want to let you know that starting in September, I will be live with my matchday predictions for the Championship. That's right, live Championship predictions, boys and girls. Also have live Premier League predictions and Champions League predictions. Those predictions will begin in August, but they'll be pre-recorded. But we'll be live in September, so you can join in with the fun. Come in there with your own predictions. Date and time and all that kind of stuff to be determined. It might change because obviously there are a couple days. There's only one game a week. Then there's 2 games a week. So we're going to have to figure all that out as and when, and I've got to juggle with my job and stuff. Meanwhile, over on Twitchosphere, again, starting in September, I'll be having live watch-alongs for Blackburn Rovers. I'll watch the game on iFollow over here. And I'll have live updates of other championship stuff, live league table. You can talk to me about the championship. You might have Sky Sports on the TV. You might have me on the old monitor or what have you. Just join in, come along. The link to my Twitch is in the old description down below. Should be good fun. We did it one time last season. That was with the Bolton game, kind of like a test run. And I'm going to try and improve a little bit on the graphics and the bits and pieces once that kicks off in September. Boys and girls. And anything else for you? No, that is it. An empty black screen. Dun dun dun. Anyway, that's all I've got for you folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. And if you're new, smash the subscribe. What do you think of those latest transfer rumours? Have you got any for me? Just stick them in the old thoughts or predictions and whatever. Bloop, bloop, bloop. If you got any other transfer rumours, stick them in the old comment section down below and I'll take a look at them, find out what the deal is, and I'll bring it back again for the next transfer update. I think I've only got 1 or 2 of these left, folks. I've been doing it throughout the summer, yeah, I've been looking forward to seeing the start of the season. Charlton, we're coming for you. We're coming for you, boys and girls. Anyway, until then, thumbs up, subscribe. Ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.